Ever heard of a startup that raised nearly $2 billion, hired every big name in Hollywood, and then crashed and burned in just 6 months? No, this isn't a movie plot. This is the real-life story of Queeby, the most spectacular failure in recent streaming history. So how did a platform backed by industry giants like Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman, with a war chest of $1.75 billion, disappear faster than a Snapchat story? Let's dive in. The idea behind Queeby was simple, or so they thought. Quick bites of high-quality, star-studded content designed to be watched on your phone in 10-minute chunks. Think of it as Hollywood-level production values meeting the short-form format of TikTok. The target audience? Millennials on the go, waiting for their coffee, on their commute, or just looking for a quick entertainment fix. They signed deals with everyone from Steven Spielberg and Jennifer Lopez to Chrissy Teigen and Chance the Rapper. It sounded like a can't-miss formula, right? A premium, mobile-first streaming service for a generation glued to their phones. So what went wrong? Well, pretty much everything. First, let's talk about timing. Queeby launched in April 2020. Remember what was happening then? The entire world went into lockdown. The core concept of watching content on the go became instantly obsolete. Suddenly, everyone was at home, with plenty of time to watch full-length movies and binge entire series on their big-screen TVs. The 10-minute commute show had no commute to be watched on. Queeby was a solution to a problem that had just vanished overnight. But the pandemic wasn't the only issue. The platform itself had some baffling limitations. At launch, you couldn't even screenshot the content to share memes, and you couldn't stream it to your TV using Chromecast or AirPlay. In an age where sharing and community are everything, Queeby felt like a walled garden. They wanted to control the experience, but in doing so, they completely misunderstood how people consume and share media today. Why would you pay for content you can't even talk about or share with your friends online? Then there was the content itself. Despite the huge budgets and big names, most of it just didn't land. The shows felt like chopped-up movies or overproduced YouTube videos. They were stuck in a weird middle ground, not long enough to be truly immersive, but too slick and scripted to feel authentic like a TikTok or a YouTube vlog. One of their flagship shows was a thriller where you had to turn your phone sideways to see a different perspective. It was a neat tech demo, but was it a compelling reason to subscribe? For most people, the answer was a resounding no. And finally, the price. At $5 a month with ads, or $8 without, Queeby was asking people to pay for yet another subscription service in an already crowded market. You had Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, and on the other end, free, endless entertainment on YouTube and TikTok. Queeby was trying to compete with both at the same time and ended up satisfying no one. People just weren't convinced that these quick bites were worth opening their wallets for, especially when they could get similar, if not better, short-form content for free elsewhere. So after just 6 months and burning through a staggering amount of cash, Queeby announced it was shutting down. It stands as a powerful lesson for Silicon Valley and Hollywood. You can't just throw money and celebrities at a problem and expect it to work. You have to understand your audience, your timing, and your place in the market. Queeby failed because it was a product built for a world that no longer existed, with a fundamental misunderstanding of how modern audiences engage with content. It's a fascinating story of ambition, hubris, and a $2 billion bet that went spectacularly wrong. What do you think was the biggest reason Queeby failed? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into business stories. See you next time.